Hello, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to change the battery on my car. It's a Skoda Octavia Mark IIa, or facelift, 2011 model. I'll also be changing the spark plugs as well. So this is just showing you how I'm doing it on my own car. The reason I say that it's showing you how I'm doing it is because there's plenty of ways of doing it. This is just a method that I'm using now. Some might do it other ways, some might do it different ways. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. What I've done is get the correct tools. It's a 10mm with the ratchet and an extension with 13mm on it. That's for getting the battery terminals off the battery, and that's for getting the battery off the chassis, off the car bodywork. And it's hexagonal. Now the tools are just the quality I've got. They're not the best, but it's just going to have to do because that's all I've got. Now we'll start with the battery. Take the cover off. Just push fits, comes off. If you want to take it off just for ease to show for video. There's plastic sort of sleeve in here that comes off as well. Again, he's just pushed in a couple clips at the bottom there. I've already moved it for ease for camera. So that tube comes off. There's another one at the back, but that won't be able to come off, and this sleeve won't be able to come off until the battery leads come off. I believe the correct way of doing it is to remove the negative lead first, and that's where you'll use the 10mm to get them off. And there's a bolt down there at the left that clamps the battery to the car bodywork, which is where you'll need the extension and the 13mm with the ratchet. Just showing you briefly what I'm doing. I've still got to go to Halfords and get the stuff, so I'll be videoing when I get there. This is just starting off from here, so I'm leaving the lockup with the correct tools so I can just do the job there. And copper grease is probably advisable to go in the battery leads as well, onto the battery terminals. And that's the model of car that is, my car. It's a 2011 Skoda Octavia 1.8 TSI petrol engine. That's just so you know the model of car that is. I'm just going to Halfords because it's closest, and I just didn't have time to go searching around. You could probably get it else cheaper, but this is where I'm going from this. So I've got a choice. I choose this one, I'll see. It's not a stop-start car, so I don't need to do that. Don't have to, but it's a good idea to get this just to put in the battery at least to stop it from seizing up. These are heavy, so watch your back when you're lifting them. You're warranty, so. As I say, the copper grease is just there for stop the battery leads, terminals, keep them anti-seizing and corrosive free. It's not essential, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Start by taking off the negative lead and then the positive lead, and then I'll remove all this and get this battery out of here. The negative one removed. Do not touch these terminals together, and you've got a big spark. So same drill. I can't film and do this at the same time, but you get the idea, I hope. Now remember, when you disconnect the battery, all the central locking for the boot's shut, but there is a lever there right at the back where you can open the boot manually. So it's under that flap there. And it's just this wee lever here, that comes off, and there's a wee lever there, you can see it on the camera. You do that, it'll release. Then you got to push on the lid to get the hatchback open. You'll have to repeat the process again. While the battery's disconnected, put something there between it and the lid, the boot lid, or hatchback lid, to stop it from closing. A gentle persuasion required just to remove the positive lead for the battery terminal, just a flat screwdriver to prise them open slightly and to lift the lead off of the terminal, making sure that none of this goes across the battery because it will short circuit. If the lead's tucked all the way, you can remove this felt sleeving, it just pulls up. Everything's just press fit and pull up. That then exposes the battery and the locking nut clamp at the bottom that needs to be slackened in order to unclamp the battery from the car. And then hopefully it'll just lift out. Awkward get my hand down there, but I will get it down there and take my watch off to slacken off this bolt by hand and move it and making sure I don't drop it, because there is an under tray there. If it does fall down the tray, I've got a long magnetic stick that will hopefully retrieve it should it happen. Hopefully it won't, but no matter luck it probably will. With the battery out the way and the clamp tucked out the way so it doesn't fall and get lost, it's always a good idea to put all the plastic bits in the car instead of the passenger floor so it doesn't get lost. Then this will show the battery tray, and that's where the battery will slide in. It sits here, slides into there and gets clamped with the bolt. So that's what the good way to do is to install the new battery here. I'll remove them plastic insulator caps. This one will come off. This one will be a little bit more awkward obviously because it's... There we go. Now again, remember when you're lifting it, keep it back straight because it is bloody heavy and it's awkward to manoeuvre it into there. So with the battery located, you just finger tight this and then get the extension on it and tighten it up. You don't have to tighten it up too much because it's just going into plastic. Then, as I say, the bottom of the battery is designed to slide into the there's locking sort of tabs. It just slides in and kind of lips over there, and then at the side it clamps down. So you just torque it up, not too much because it's just biting into plastic, so it just have to be just snug enough so it doesn't move. And then you relocate the felt and just relocate this. Slides down. Plastic shrouding goes over again. It just slides through. There's guides for it to slide down there. Just make sure it doesn't trap anything when you're doing that. So it's just a case of the lock down there, the locking tabs, and the guides are there. Just slides down each side there. There's a way. Well, that wasn't moved anyway. This side's open for the sightseeing and also the battery top cover. So I've checked, it's all working, so I guess I'll just put that on there. That's the battery bit done. So next task I'm going to do is change the spark plugs. Spark plugs that I'm using are these. The 12s. It's a 10mm socket. Small extension. It's a long socket as well, so it can reach down. And ratchet drive. First thing to do is to move the cover. It just goes up. There's little tabs on the bottom. There's a couple broken on mine unfortunately, but it's just a press fit. You have to remove this. And you disconnect the plugs off a here, off the coil packs. So again, you just push down on these tabs and the whole lot comes off. That then means you can pull out the ignition coils. You just pull out, revealing the spark plug. The wrench, it's all fit down there, and you just start slackening it off. You can't do that at the same time, but I'm just showing you roughly what you do. The plug then comes out. It's just fouled up somewhat ridiculous because it does burn too much oil. The car will get its engine reconditioned overhaul to prevent this problem. It's oil control piston rings, it's the weakness in design I believe, so I'll be getting upgraded. And so prevent. This was only done in May. It's not very clear on here, but I'll try and get a better view of it. Unfortunately it can't really, it just keeps going out of focus. Hang on. Pretty bad conditions, yeah. And this is what the new one looks like. So you can see that it keeps going out of focus annoyingly, but never mind. Put the spark plug into the socket. Just finger tighten it, make sure it is threaded properly and not cross-threaded. Just enough, just to nip it, that's all. Don't tighten it anymore, just enough to nip it so it's tight. Then relocate the ignition coil. Show this on properly, obviously just showing you, I'll do it right once I put this camera down. Once it's down you'll hear it sort of like bottoming out or just make a wee sort of clamping sound. and then you'll know it's on. It doesn't require much force at all. And you just do the same with the remaining 3. Same procedure. Done. It's just a guess. It's just putting the connectors back on. You get them click fit. It's just the plastic lugs that you click to lock them in place. And then all 4 spark plugs, starting from the left, number 1. You can see the condition of them. It's the new battery and new spark plugs. It's just a case of putting the top cover back on. The dress cover. I'm all ready for the holiday down the Wales. So, new battery. It's just a plastic cover. New spark plugs. And I'll do obviously check all the fluids, etc. Tyres, everything. That's the battery and plugs done. So once the battery's been disconnected and reconnected up the correct way, make sure it's the correct way. I'm just an amateur at this, by the way. I'm no expert. It's so easy to get the things if you put it the wrong way. You know, the terminals are different sizes, but make sure the battery is in the correct way. I'm just saying, I'm just an amateur at this. I'm just doing this to save myself money because you know I don't have a lot of money. So I just thought I'd help out. Now when the battery's been disconnected, things reset. The windows, you touch the button for the windows, that'll you can reset the electric windows and also the clock. So I'll show you how to do all that now. In the wrong time. Now, first of all, to set the clock you get the correct time. So it's back of 4, right? So you just turn the, you get this here with your instrument panel. That's what so you're looking for this. Turn it to the right. I've done a video on this before, but anyway, I'll show you again. So you just put it on there, turn it once to the right, the hours start flashing. Then you just push it into the, you just keep pushing it until you get the right time, which is back of 4. Then you turn it again to the right, and then the minutes start to flash, and you just push this in until you get the correct minutes. So it's 3 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. And then once you're done, you just turn it to the left, turn it to the left again, and that's the time set. Electric windows. So the battery's been reset. So the front windows were doing this. It was just you have to push the button down and hold it down, and that was it. It was just enough. To get it to go automatic, you know, you just one touch and it does all that. You just basically, when it gets up there, you just hold the button up till it clicks, and then it will do it automatically. So that's deactivated. So you're getting this as standard, right? So the window only does start as you hit the button. But if you want it for one touch to get it to work automatically, you just keep a hold of it until it clicks, and then it'll do the one touch. So you're basically just, when it gets to the top, you know, you just do it manually. Once it gets to the top, you just hold it for about a second until you hear it just for a second. It should click. No any longer than that. And then once it does, it should set the windows for one touch. So I'll just go through that again. So to deactivate it, the window's fully closed. Just hold it up, clicked, and now you can just do one touch manually. So you're having to hold it and adjust it manually. But if you want it done, so it's just one touch for the whole window. Once it's at the top, you just hold it in until it clicks, and then you've reactivated it again. So when you've disconnected the battery, it'll automatically go to the manual method. And that is best I can. I've just got to rush it because I've got other things to do. So I just thought I'd show you how to do all that. So the other thing as well, and it's a lesson learned to say, I'm just an amateur at this. First thing you do, you disconnect the battery, the negative lead comes off, and the positive, then everything else shuts down. The boot was closed, but the hatchback was closed, so I couldn't get in. So I had to do it manually. I had to put the seat down at the back, seat down, and just crawl in, and it shows you that little flap. You just flick the lever, and then that'll just, you know, that'll unlock the boot. And then you've got to then push up on the boot from the inside and just put something under it so it doesn't, unless there's two people of course, I've done it myself, I just put something under it so it doesn't V-lock. Okay, so all that gets, you don't have to do any other resetting, all that is done when the battery's connected. It's just, well, my experience, just the clock and the electric mirrors. And so far so good, and everything's fine. The power steering light stayed on amber for about a minute or two, then it cleared itself. So don't be alarmed by that. I'll show you what the power steering looks like. Dash, obviously that's just the parking brake and the seatbelt off because I've got the seatbelt off. So the ignition lights, oh, it's not going to show. Alright, well there's a power steering light there. And it came on for a couple of minutes and then it just reset itself. But I was alarmed at first. I was wondering what was going on. I thought, oh, perhaps it just needs to reset, and it did. So I done it anyway, and hopefully that'll help somebody out. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.